Terrific goal, top quality. Oh, look at that! Goodness me! Oh, yes! That is an absolute stormer! Bristol Rovers and Lincoln City take further strides to the promised land. Disley flies in. First blood, Bristol Rovers. Lambert. A fine save. He's dinked it into the near post. Straight in. One from the drawing board. Makes it 1-1. Oh, shot draw. Free kick taken quickly. Here's Walker on the blind side. 2-1 at the turn when they go back to Bristol Bank, but it's going to be very, very tight.
Rovers have the 1-goal advantage, but Lincoln City feel they've paid their dues in the playoffs, and they certainly believe they have the squad to go all the way this season. Commentators at Bristol Bank, Tony Gale and Rob Palmer.
Well, Lincoln have locked half a dozen players in a hyperbaric oxygen cylinder in an effort to get their players primed for tonight. It's worked. Top scorer Jamie Forrester's fighting fit. Goalkeeper Alan Marriott is playing with painkillers to remove the agony of a finger injury. They do make one change. Lee Beavers drops into defence to replace Nat Brown. Ryan Amu comes in on the right wing. Well, Bristol Rovers waited for a fitness check on Saturday's first scorer Craig Disley before confirming the team. The midfielder is okay, meaning an unchanged 11. Lincoln have tinkered a little. Bristol Rovers keep the same players and formation that gave them the advantage at the Memorial Stadium.
Well, a slight change in personnel and formation for John Schofield, and having a chat with him downstairs, he thinks that he can get at Bristol Rovers more with a 4-4-2. That means that back four has to be more concentrated, because there won't be a central midfield three there. There'll be just two in the middle in Frecklington and Kerr. But expect Hughes to push right up on that left-hand side. John wants him to get further forward down there. And of course, they've got the double-barrel threat of Forrester and Stallard up front. Well, Bristol Rovers and Paul Trollope, how do they approach it? Having a talk to him, and he thinks that they've got to get at Lincoln as well, not just sit back there. We know that, speaking of Richard Money up there in the studio, that they're good defensively. They're going to have to be concentrated in Anthony and Elliott in the middle of defence and still get forward from those central midfield areas and wide areas. And up front, well, I know they gave them a big worry in the first leg, and I'm sure they will tonight. Lambert and Walker.
Bristol Rovers not too happy to see Graham Laws. The last time he was in charge of them was in the Johnson's Pate Trophy final at the Millennium Stadium. That was the last time they lost a game. Well, it's compact here, it's humble. Bristol Bank, it's about as far a stretch from Wembley as you could get in the playoffs. But it's the last stop before the big one. And we expect typical rough and tumble, up and atom, lower league football. It's only five-star entertainment.
Yeah, up and at him, Rob, I think, when they're getting after the ball, but I expect them to play a lot of football tonight as well. Can't go against the grain of what they've been doing all season. They've got to get it down and play when they can. I think the first 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, will be trying to establish maybe a little bit of a foothold on your immediate opponent. But after that, I expect these two teams to play.
Well, they both attempted to play football from the start. On Saturday evening, there's Stuart Campbell, who had a quiet game, captain of Bristol Rovers, captain who's dreaming of lifting the trophy for those famous new steps at Wembley. Paul Trollope has gone for an unchanged team and the same tactics tonight. That is certainly up and at him. Great ball to the far post and a confidence-building catch for the goalkeeper Steve Phillips. Hughes coming in for the win.
Well, exactly what they wanted to. Just getting down the right-hand side with the move. Hughes maybe should have headed that further back. Look, you can see coming in on the cross, Stallard, but he just got that back on him a little bit. I'm sure that would have been the opening goal, but he couldn't get enough on it.
Ball put out of play by Lee Beavers, who played centre midfield in the first game. He signed a new contract this week and moved into the back line as part of the tactical reshuffle from Lincoln. That's the kind of tackle we're going to expect a lot of tonight. Nicky Eden on loan from Nottingham Forest, the experienced old campaigner, will be organising the Lincoln back line. Lambert, to Rovers. There'll be no standing and show voting, will there, tonight?
No, I think they're going to be really closing each other down well, but they can both play these things, Rob. I mean, all season long they've been playing good football. It's just a question tonight of, on the big occasion, can they still play? They don't want to freeze.
There's Campbell. Oh, my goodness gracious me! He's got Wembley on his mind with a goal like that. The captain leading from the front.
What a strike. That is unbelievable. Real early in the game, only a couple of minutes into it. Oh, that is a super strike. They lost it in midfield, Lincoln. Goes up to the strikers here. They lose the ball. They get it back, Rovers. And Campbell, look, one thing on his mind, go for goal. What a strike that is. And the keeper, Marriott's got no chance. Bad hand or no hand. He's not going to get anywhere near that. What a strike. And it was kind of rising all the way. Rising all the way, and just a sheer strike. Never veered off his course. What a strike, and what a way to open the game. Perfect start for the Rovers.
Only his second goal of the season. The goal of his career, no doubt. That was a man on a mission.
Man on a mission, and what a blow to Lincoln as well. John Schofield, just what you didn't want, but see Trollope there on the line. That is an unbelievable start for them. Just what you want, just to calm the nerves. Now they can pass the ball, but won't get better strikes than that at a real early stage of the game, Rob. That was a super strike.
Just over 3 minutes gone, the standard has been set. Eden playing it into Stallard, looking for Forrest. Oh, the two centre halves of Bristol Rovers collide. And this is the fourth game between the two sides. In the league, one was drawn. Lincoln City won here 1-0. Of course, at the weekend, only a goal separated the two sides as well. Well, feeling him up, Bones, we might see a few goals tonight, Tony.
I hope so. Let's hope we see a few more like that. That was an absolutely brilliant strike. Great way to open the game up. But it all came, Rob, by Lincoln losing possession. And when you had midfielders getting in advance of the strikers like they did there, the ball went up, and all of a sudden, he was free. They still needed to finish him. That is an absolutely wonderful strike. And ask him, he'll say he does it every day in training, but I bet he doesn't. It's got to be the best ball he's ever struck.
He'll be checking the Sky Plus when he gets home tonight to see that goal from every conceivable angle. Elliott. Here is Campbell. He's up there in the clouds at the moment. Oh, he's taking a bit of a knock here. His teammates carry on, unaware that he's in pain. He's back on his feet. Lambert chases down and wins the ball. He's looking for his partner Walker. He went sole, and Marriott to Lincoln's rescue.
Should have been two, shouldn't it? Done the hard work. There should have been a better strike at the end of it.
Rather sleepy defending from Lincoln City.
Oh, blocked off in the corner. You see, trying to clear it up the line, Beavers. It's blocked there, and he doesn't really know where it is. First touch is brilliant. Takes it inside. And I think if he goes anywhere high or if he goes low with a bit of pace, he scores. Far too close to the keeper. A great opportunity.
And he heads out. Tom Schofield, the Lincoln coach, was saying it would be so important to get the first goal tonight. He hasn't reason for this. Bristol Rovers have prepared methodically. They arrived in the area yesterday. Well, I say the area, they were in Derby and used their training facilities. Had a long day there at the excellent facilities lent to them by Billy Davis and his backroom staff. prepared diligently for tonight. Take Campbell down, a bit too late now, he's done the damage.
There's the goal again. The important thing, they lose possession there. Look, Stallard gives it away. Midfielders have gone in advance. Now you need 2 or 3 passes to get in those positions normally, but if you can nick possession like that, get the other side of your midfield player, gives you the opportunity to shoot, and boy did he shoot. Great goal. It's all about securing possession though, Rob. It goes up to those strikers, midfielders go and running on behind, and all of a sudden you lose it. There's no getting back.
Win or bust tonight for Lincoln City. 3-1 down on aggregate now. They've done well in the playoffs, as we've mentioned. This is year 5 for them in a row. They've got to the final in the odd years. Odds are stacked against them now. Clare skies the ball. Forrester is dwarfed by Elliott. I think it would be Bristol Rovers at home, the way they've settled into the game. Now Kerr, the captain. Green, Hughes. Looking long, but a suspicion of handball there, the referee agrees.
Frecklington making the run from deep, trying to get in advance of the forwards. Yeah, he comes across the defender, shoulder up. Maybe hit him on the arm as well and bounces down for the shot, but that's what they've got to do, make those runs from midfield. And Frecklington was a young man who really impressed me when they played against Walsall.
Well, Lincoln have some very good young players, the likes of Frecklington, 21, and Lee Beavers, who's 23, Nat Brown, who hasn't made the side tonight, he's on the bench. They've all been tied to new contracts, as has Scott Kerr. When some players with clubs that are doing well in their divisions, they believe that they can get a move away, but not at Lincoln. John Schofield's managed to tie them down, and they have a great unity, so Bristol Rovers will know not to discount them yet.
There's a blow. Goal's a real blow, and it gives them the impetus, but they need something sharp to get in it. The important thing is to keep trying to play your football. Whether you're 1 up or you're 1 down, you've got to play the same way. Don't panic. I'm sure his hearts are fluttering down there at the moment. He can't believe his luck with a strike like that against him.
You can't reason for those, can you? A move making ground down this right-hand side. Forrester. Eden. Bristol Rovers ball.
It's a good way to quieten the crowd as well, Rob, isn't it? Normally you come to a ground like this, you say, right, if we keep the crowd quiet, let's play our football. They were real noisy before the game, they're real up for it, and that pile driver has just put a little bit of a quietener on them, hasn't it?
Also, supposed to be at home is the cry from the Bristol Rovers supporters. There's Jacobson to Walker. Oh, looking for Lambert, who's free, could be a second! That's a very large step down Wembley way.
Oh, it's a well-taken goal, isn't it? What a start. What a brilliant start. Lambert the scorer, but it's made by Walker on the wing, isn't it? It's a super cross. He drifts out wide, just makes himself a yard, whips it in, but the defenders lose them. Look, both of them getting a tangle, but it's a great finish by Lambert. He could have headed that off balance, but he takes it down on his chest, and it's a controlled volley. Marriott gets a hand, but he can't keep it out. Chest, volley, right in the corner, and it's the best of starts, isn't it? 2-0.
Well, immaculate finishing from Ricky Lambert. He's a big money signing in this league. He cost £200,000, and there was an article in the local paper today which was goading him a little bit, suggesting that he wasn't worth that much. I think that could have been the motivational tool. Here's Stallard. Sting taken out of it by Steve Phillips, the goalkeeper.
Interesting thing about Rovers as well, Rob, I don't think they'll sit back and defend. They keep going forward, because I spoke to Paul Trollope before the game and said, we're not the best at sitting back and defending. We're a good side going forward. We've got to stick to our guns. And they have so far, haven't they?
Well, I know the bookmakers before the game, who are supposed to know these things, had Lincoln still as the favourites of the two sides to get to Wembley, despite Rovers having a goal advantage. But Bristol Rovers, of the sides in the playoffs, are the form team, undefeated in their previous 9 games, whereas Lincoln have had a rather sluggish end to the season. There's Campbell carrying again. He's not going to go for a second world-class goal, is he? Jacobson. That's not a bad cross. The Lincoln defence get themselves semi-organised. Lambert, Haldane. Bristol Rovers really are going for the early kill here. There's Walker again. Oh, heart-stopping moment for Lincoln City, who just don't know what to do. Panic is setting. It's almost a no-contact sport. There was contact, and that was a tough call for the referee. To those in yellow, it looked like a penalty.
Looked like a penalty to me, Rob. First one's headed. Well saved by Marriott onto the post. Look, that's going to have a dead header. Looks like he gets a finger on it. Then they're having a panic up. Can't clear it. Comes straight back. And for me, it looked like a penalty. So it comes straight back in, and you can see he gets hold of the ball there, and there's no contact on the ball as well. Catches his leg, for me. There you go. Yeah, it just catches his leg as he pulls to whip it through.
Well done, the lawman. The Graham laws. The man applying the laws tonight got it right. Elliott knees the ball up, and Marriott will just be happy to take a breather here. It's been relentless. Carruthers' header could so easily have been 3-0 with less than a quarter of an hour gone.
It's an absolutely dream start. You can imagine the nerves coming into this game. Only 2-1 up from the first leg. Imagine the nerves. Paul Trollope, Lenny Lawrence, backroom staff, and then all of a sudden, wonderful strike and a good second goal.
Lambert. Haldane is left alone again. They're marking shadows rather than bodies at the moment.
They're all over the place, Rob. The central defender's got in a stake for the second goal. Well, here's the chance. Decent save here. I think he gets a little bit of a fingertip. No, he doesn't. Straight off the post. And then they don't get it clear. And here's the tackle there. Now I think he catches his leg just as he's about to pull it through. You're looking at me like he hasn't.
No, you said a moment ago, no contact. I'm just wondering whether you've changed your mind.
Yeah.
So is it a penalty or not?
I think it was, Rob. I think it was, because he catches his leg just as he pulls it back. So, for me, pen. Because he's challenging from behind, doesn't get the ball.
That was at the third look. He only got one, he decided no. I'll give you a fourth look at it, Tony, come on. Toss it, go on, you get a chance.
There he goes, he tries to pull back there, and there's a little bit of contact for me.
Thigh to thigh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Slapping of the thighs. Bristol Rovers won't be too angry. 4-1 up an aggregate. 2-0 on the night, away from home. And they're flying, and Lincoln spring the offside trap. That was mightily close. Frecklington, Forrester, Eden would require a mistake that doesn't come from Joe Jenkinson. The fullback on loan from Cardiff, been at the club since February, getting some vital experience here. Kerr, Eden, Namu. Forrester with a surprising amount of space, feeds it through! Oh, they're back in it! Hughes Hughes has done it again against Bristol Rovers.
Well, he's come across his marker on. They're all looking for Stallard, and Hughes is across his marker. That's a lot better. Into feet, whipped in there. Hughes gets across his marker and gets the first touch. What a start to the game. Great stuff. They're both playing super football now, and that was their good move, Lincoln, for me. At least they looked in the feet up there, and Hughes gets a run on his marker, and it's 2-1. Game on again. Super stuff. Great advert for the league as well. Great advert.
2-1 Bristol Rovers on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. We did forecast goals. I think the weathermen tell us there'll be a few more tonight as well.
It was a patient build-up again, wasn't it? 3 or 4 passes before they delivered it in, and I just love to watch it. I want to have a go at Shrewsbury and MK Dons the other night, but I had neckache. It was just one ball up to one end and one ball up to the other, and they didn't play enough football for me. This is totally a different game.
Oh, now there's a spring in the step of Lincoln City, and the fans have awoken as well. Frecklington to Ahmoud. Bristol Rovers being stretched. Eden finds one in the goalkeeper, decides to stay. Forrester gets a header, and Stallard's going to take the goalkeeper out. You can see that coming. That was a throwback 30 years in time. You can see it a mile off. You knew he wasn't going to get the ball, but he thought, I'll have a nibble at the keeper here.
See, that's where you get a little bit worried, because you're an ex-keeper, you see. You could see it coming, couldn't you, Rob? But that's okay in my eyes. Next time, he's going to be a little bit worried about catching the ball, so you've got to get in there. Up it goes. Stallard's got every right to go for the ball. He's not really going for it, is he? Straight into the side of Phillips. There you go. Take that. Next time, he might be a little bit wary that he's coming in.
Eden. Momentum has just swung the way of Lincoln after the early shocks to their system. Carr to Forrester. Now Paul Green. Hughes, who scored the goal. Green tees it up to the far post. He was requiring a mistake that didn't come from Carruthers.
It's amazing how goals change games, isn't it? They were flying after their first couple of goals. Now they get a goal, Lincoln. All of a sudden it's changed the game completely. The confidence goes the other way. They start knocking the ball about. It's a age-old cliche that goals do change games.
Forrester wasn't fouled in the eyes of the referee. He was within whistling distance. And again, well, he's letting things go. Players are learning the idiosyncrasies of the man in black. Forrester takes it in his stride. There's a little nudge in his back, but keeps on his way. Gives it to Abu. That's a half-decent cross, and Stallard was there. Well, his instincts took him into the right place, but his reflexes were a tad short.
Well, the ball came in, and I think if he realised that Elliott was going to miss this, he probably could have had a touch. But he thinks Elliott's going to win it, I think. There he goes, a little bit early with a volley. I think he can afford to have a touch there as well. Could have even taken that down with a nice one-touch and got his shot away. Even got a little bit higher off the floor and got over that volley, but it's a poor technique, to be honest.
Taken brilliantly by Walker. Jacobson spots Lambert with a little bit of space. Now Haldane. Something's brewing here. Walker comes in, half cleared by Morgan. Comes to Walker. Well, you could not bet against them getting to Wembley now, could you? 5-2 on aggregate, 3-1 on the night.
Well, it started with Walker and it finished with Walker, but the defence is a shambles, absolute shambles. Any cross coming in the area, look at the time and space there. It's knocked off to Haldane. You think they've cleared it again when it comes down here, but again it's a mess. Falls back to Walker. He just kind of toe pokes it in the net. We really are a shambles when they're defending at the moment, Lincoln, and they're paying the price. And you would think, well, that Rovers are home and hosed now. There you see Morgan diving out, deflection back off Frecklington. It's a nice little touch in the area, composure to Walker, and he toe pokes it home. Those balls into the area, they're nowhere near the strikers. The defence is a bit of a shambles.
Bristol Rovers with a 3-goal advantage when you count them all up over the 1.5 legs so far. Stallard. How glaring that miss that he had a few moments ago looks now. Kerr. Put in by Amu. Hughes waits. Takes it well. Got a chance here again, Hughes! And a solid save from Steve Phillips.
Lovely composure by Hughes, because he lets Green run under the ball. He realises he's going to miss it, let him run under the ball, I'll control it around him. Takes it on his right foot, but unfortunately it's a little bit of a swinger. He's kind of guiding it instead of striking through it.
Here's Campbell. Haldane. Green into Walker, who's buzzing. Finds Lambert. Lambert turns, and stopping him is Paul Morgan. Walker, again acting as the battering ram. Forrester. Well, it's 2-on-4, and that's in Bristol Rovers' favour. Stallard. Hughes has been the key player for Lincoln City. Gets it on his favoured left foot, but it's a weak shot. He's determined to go for goal himself. Now brings Eden into play. Eden spots the spare man. Nobody could get there. There were 3 Bristol Rovers players going for the ball, and they're suggesting that maybe Forrester led with the arm.
I don't think this one's a foul. Really intelligent header by Stallard back in there. No foul. You see, loops it back in. If he was heading it back to himself, he might have been okay. But it's the little man Forrester, and he's not really got a chance of getting there.
Well, Lincoln City do look like scoring goals.
They both do, Rob.
But they look more likely to concede as well. That's the only thing.
That's why it's great spectacle, isn't it?
Hughes to curl one into that jam in the penalty area. Oh, Phillips lost the flight a bit. He wasn't fouled. He just lost his legs. Hughes, nice touch. Referee decides that wasn't a raised foot from Disley to Jacobson. It's a spare man on the far side if it could be released, but no, it's too tight for Walker to get it over there. Now Elliott. Carruthers. Disley. Good defending from Lee Beavers, the centre half tonight, though he has been playing in the centre of midfield. That may be a consideration for John Schofield when we get to half time. Hughes. He was looking for support, none was around, and as he was looking, they picked his pocket.
2 strikers are excellent, but they're not getting tight to him. Look, let him come off there, and he just turned and he played it off. Lambert and Walker have been excellent. They just sit themselves in little pockets like there, just knock it off, and they keep playing. Very clever players. Now, they've not got a lot of pace between them. So as a centre-back, you've got to get right tight up their backside. And try and nick balls around the wrong side, and you can afford to do that, because they're not going to get in behind you. At the moment, centre-backs are letting them drop off, they're letting them play, they're letting them set things up, and when they get in that area, the 2 boys have got so much composure, Rob. Centre-backs are not doing anywhere near enough to make it hard for them, but they are 2 very good players.
Quick question for you then, because Nat Brown is on the bench. He's the centre-half that played on Saturday. He was dropped tonight. Beavers did well in midfield. If you were manager, if you were John Schofield, would you be tempted to bring on Brown at half-time and free one of your defenders?
Well, the way they've dealt with the 2 strikers, I think they would. Because they're nowhere near getting near them, are they?
Forrester. Fox in a run. And a top save from Phillips. Just to edge it away. Knew he couldn't hang on to it, so he held it out for a corner.
Oh, good stuff from Forrester. Feinting to go with his right, coming on his left, and let's just compliment the game. I love it. I love it. I love 2 managers are going out flat out to attack. They got the bravery to play good football. What a good game of football this is. I thoroughly enjoyed this first half.
Fantastic football without fear. Hughes with a curve. Bristol Rovers have brought all but one back, that one being Haldane here. There's no way out for him, and Lincoln City pile on the pressure. Forrester. Frecklington. A lot of bodies in the way, and no chance that he could put in a long shot. Maybe now he can. Passes it on. Taken well. Oh, what an amazing goal from Stella! Down, but not yet out, Lincoln City.
Well, I'm running out of bits of paper to write the goal scorers down here, Rob. Fantastic again. A little bit fortunate the way it breaks, but it's good football in and around the area because they're moving Rovers around. Frecklington does well. He's lucky there because he tries to hit with his right foot, hits his left, ends up the perfect ball. Look, it loops invitingly for Stallard, but he still needs to finish it. And that's a great finish. Chest, and he gets there as it pitches. Now, if it bounces up, he would have had no chance, but he gets there on the half volley, and it's past the keeper before he can move. Oh, super stuff. I can't go on enough about it. I'm really enjoying it.
Don't blink, you'll miss a goal. I bet John Schofield never envisioned to be saying to his players, now come on lads, just keep it at 2-3 till half time.
Yeah, looking along the line there, look. Oh.
He's secretly enjoying it as well, isn't he? I'm not sure he is, and his team are 5-3 up an aggregate. Haldane looking for Jacobs, and the smallest man in there who was almost allowed a header, for the referee signalling that he was using an illegal piggyback.
Well, I bet there's loads of coaches at home and managers picking holes in this because they say defensively both teams are maybe a little bit inadequate. But I prefer to look on the brighter side. It's hard to set your team out and set your stall out to play football the way these two do. Very difficult as a coach for me. Sometimes you have to give up a little bit defensively if you want to try and play good attacking football. And that's what they've done, both teams. And full credit to the pair of them, Paul Trollope and John Schofield. Two good footballing sides.
Well, it's a half you don't want to end from this fence that we set on in neutral territory. It is as well because we're halfway between the Bristol Rovers fans to our right and the Lincoln City brass band to our left. Done rather quiet.
It's 3-2 and we've had lots of good football in between, lots of good passing football, and we've had good chances at either end as well. You can think the Stallard's miss, you can think up the other end, the penalty claim, the one that hit the post, so there could have been even more. It's great stuff.
Well, as you mentioned, it's great for Richard Money, our studio guest, to pick apart at half-time. You can imagine some defensive pundits who have a field day with the goals that have been scored, but you have to look at the positives as well because both sides are really up and at 'em.
I think Richard would be very appreciative of what's gone on tonight. He had a good footballing side and they deservedly won it, Walsall. I bet he's pleased he's not playing either of these two in the playoffs because it's Russian roulette at the moment, isn't it?
We're into 3 minutes, a minimum of 3 minutes, of course. The time added by the officials. The kettle's boiled, but we could have another goal yet. Disley comes in, and it was almost another goal, sneaking in, unnoticed, 15 stone, 6 foot, wearing all yellow, Ricky Lambert.
Sneaking round the back and not well marked at all again. So bad at defending, aren't they? Lincoln struggling at these set pieces, loses his marker. Gets nowhere near him.
Well, the way Lincoln have defended, I know some managers that would insist the kit man puts away the best crockery because the teacups could be flying around the changing room. Got to use those plastic cups for the tea at the break.
Plastic cups and cold tea, I think.
Hughes. There's Frecklington. Stallard. Lincoln sticking to those footballing principles. Can they sneak another goal before half-time.
This kid's a player, Frecklington. He just glides with the ball, and he's got a little bit more confidence as the half's worn on. And he gets on it and he can make things happen.
Lincoln-born player, he's got a corner for his hometown club. And the Lincoln supporters pump up the volume. And the players find a beat. The goalkeeper's dropped it again. I think that Stallard giving him an early beating, you know, has unsettled Steve Phillips. He was fouled again, but he's not looking confident in his leap for the ball.
He's jumping clean, not jumping aggressively for me. Look, jumping up there, needs to get right up and into strikers for me. And it is a little bit worrying. And there's John, director of football, coming downstairs. Probably going to have a chat with his manager and say, I told you to keep it tight. But there's John. The two Johns are a good little team here at Lincoln.
Could be dear John, the way things are going. Lee Peepers was unaware the referee given a free kick then. We're into borrowed time within stoppage time now. One last roll of the dice, but no chance of a sixth goal of the half. It's been top draw stuff in terms of entertainment. John Schofield and his opposite number Paul Trollope may not agree. They will not be happy with their defenders. They'll be delighted with their attackers. Maybe the goal of the playoff season. Stuart Campbell with that pile drive in the opening minutes of the game. And then we've had another 4 since then. It's 5-3 on aggregate, 2-3 on the night. And there's a forecast of more goals in the second half. Well, it has been cracking stuff. I'd imagine that John Schofield said, let's go back to the drawing board. But the players probably don't remember the drawing board. They had such a bad start, Lincoln City. They spent half-time introducing his defenders to each other. They've been bumping each other like strangers in the night. But nevertheless, Bristol Rovers have a 2-goal advantage on aggregate, but are not getting themselves measured up for the Wembley suits just yet. They do remember a particular nightmare in the playoffs back in 1998 when they had a 2-goal advantage over Northampton Town, but still managed to lose. We said the first goal of the first half was going to be most important, but now let's say it's the first goal of the second half. Lincoln get back in it, then we have quite an evening on our hands. You'd imagine if Bristol Rovers, Tony, get another one, then that daylight's going to be too much.
Yeah, one more, and the game's out, I think. But I'd just like to see more of the same football we saw in that first half, though, Rob, because it was a great game of football for me. You know, aside from the great goals that we saw, it was some super football played in between.
Forrester, a little worm burner, as they call them in the United States.
That's not the best of strikes by Kerr. Start the second half, is it? Set up well there. And he's just coming onto it, and he just rolls across him too far, so he's not really going to hit the target. He's always going to drag it. Trying up the tempo, Lincoln, and that's going to be difficult to up the tempo than what it was in the first half, but they've got to try and pursue that. They were knocking the ball about well and getting it into Stallard and Forrester and supporting them, because they were playing good football, and Rovers as well the same. They some super stuff, and just a little bit different defensively from both sides, I thought.
Green skies the ball. Beautiful evening for football. It's a crisp May night. Pitch is playing well. I was at Wembley a few weeks ago for the first game there, the under-21 game, and I dare say that Wembley's surface is not quite as good as Sincil Bank at the moment. It's the dream for these two sets of players. Neither manager making a change at half-time, though. Lincoln may be considering swapping things around. They played a 4-3-3 formation on Saturday. They've gone for a 4-4-2 tonight. John Schofield did confide that he may consider using the likes of Nat Brown as the game goes on. He played centre-half as a big striker, a battering ram if they need him. This is Hughes. Stallard scored that great goal to give Lincoln a lifeline later in the first half. Yamu makes yardage down the right. As you can hear, there's still a lot of hope in the hearts of those Lincoln supporters. The club has never been to Wembley Stadium. That is their big dream at the moment. Stallard. Some ambitious, well, dare I say, confident header back to the goalkeeper. That's the entertainment, and the fans behind the goal swear it crossed the line. Flag stayed down.
Had to be a good header to get back that far. Got everything behind it. Keeper's just a little bit of a flap, I think, Phillips. Got back in time then.
His name's Green, he went wide then. John Schofield, former young player, former captain, former youth team manager, former coach, now the man who makes things tick on a day-to-day basis. It's the pinnacle of his coaching career. He won't want it to end. A little bit of heavy-handedness.
Look, don't think we agree with that one actually, but there you see. Making it a little bit more difficult. Morgan tried to nip round the front of him and they fouled him, the two strikers, having it far too easy in the first half with balls up the feet. You've got to make those strikers think as well.
Frecklington to Stallard. Good header away by Anthony. Namu fighted in, could have gone anywhere, came off the knee of Stallard, and the old shot was just deserted him.
Well, Forrester gets there. I think he should be a better header here because he gets there first, Rod. Look, there's the header. Maybe should have got a little bit more behind that, and then it nearly falls kindly to Stallard. Just a yard in front of him.
Almost 40 goals between them, Jamie Forrester and Mark Stallard. Both 32 years of age in the twilight of their career. Between them, 22 clubs. There is Stallard. Carruthers. Sensible header out by Paul Morgan, the centre-half. Could be his final game for the club. Asked the manager if he could leave in the summer to join a club closer to the family home. Offside there. It's Richard Walker.
Yeah, fraction early from Walker. Tight one again though, looks like he just about gets onside, doesn't he? But at least making him think, Morgan, this time. Morgan played a lot of last season in the sweeper position. They played three at the back, Lincoln, and I think when you go back to a back four, you have to settle in there, and then you're more or less at times man to man, 2 for 2. Sometimes he struggled up against these big boys tonight, but give him a little bit of credit. The second half he started a little bit better, and at least he's thinking about it more, giving them difficult propositions, and then of course Rovers don't secure possession.
Eden. Forrester. Anthony sure-footed with a clearance. Eden gets another step. There was a tumble in the penalty area, but it was not a foul, and that wasn't a good shot either from Paul Green.
That was a shade optimistic, wasn't it? It was a good chance to just take that forward there a couple of yards, or even come out on the wide side. Mustn't panic. Still plenty of time for Lincoln to get in it.
Wasteful pass. Scott Kerr, one of those who's been given a new contract by the club. They've tied him down for an extra year. who drifted into non-league football but was so determined to get back. He played for Scarborough, captain there, and then skipper the England non-league side. Beavers. Hughes. Pass ball to Forrester. He charges it down. Stellard chasing the lost cause, and you knew he was going to hit the goalkeeper again. I think that could be a booking to him because it's the second time he's taken a slice of Steve Phillips.
I think he deserves this one. You know Phillips is going to get that, and he's going to give him another little reminder. Phillips is always favourite. All pops over the top, as you can see, ricochet. He's always going to get it, Phillips there, and he just follows through on it. I think we can grumble about his yellow card there. May have got away with that one in the first half. Certainly giving him a little bit of the old rough treatment.
It's taken us almost to 9 minutes in the second half to get our first booking of the night. I think Graham Law's had any option there really, because it wasn't like he pulled out, and he also gave Phillips a good old 1950s type shoulder charge in the first half as well. Disley gone too far. Walker, a great run from Disley. It's a fantastic engine. Finds only Hughes, can't get it back to his keeper. So they teach you, never put it across your defence. That rule broken. Disley looks to the far post. Beavers header away. Greenwood slow to react. Hughes. Referee aids Lincoln by giving a free kick, which they ticked very quickly. Camus. It's onside as well. The flag stays down. A massive clearance from Elliott. Lambert looking Walker, whose confidence knows no bounds. Scored a nice volley in the first game, not too dissimilar to that.
Well, good strength again, isn't it? Lambert gets under the flight of the ball, doesn't give Morgan a chance to get his body in the way. Great strength, and maybe a little bit optimistic from Walker. But as you say, confidence up, and the pair of them are two very good players at this level for me. Problems all night to Lincoln.
Frecklington. Eden. Lincoln City are preparing to make a substitution in a moment. It's going to be Martin Gritton who's coming on, and he hasn't gone down well at all with Mark Stellard. Man who scored the goal that brought Lincoln back into it 3 minutes from half-time has been sacrificed, and Martin Gritton, who was recalled after a loan spell out to Mansfield at the end of the season, has come on. He's certainly no frills player. Big battering ram kind, isn't he?
Good goal from Stellar, wasn't it, in the first half? Great take on the half volley, chest and half volley, but Gritton on. As you say, maybe a few balls in the mixer, getting in around him for the second ball.
He thought possibly his Lincoln career was over when he was farmed out to Mansfield, but he's got a few goals there, half a dozen, including a hat-trick against Torquay. Come back to try to convince John Dean and John Schofield that he has a future at Sincil Bank. Play. Haldane couldn't keep it in. Gritton. Well, he's the kind of guy that will chase it to all corners, will make life uncomfortable for the Bristol defenders, even if he doesn't have a lot of finesse. His legs tie, we'll see more mistakes as Jamie Forrester sees the funny side.
Well, Green attempting the back pass, and it's straight in the old boat race. Oh, felt that one, didn't you?
Yep, those ears have been ringing. Took it well, didn't he? Beavers tees it up. Britain jostling for position. May take him a while to get into the flow of things. A game that has been played at a very high pace right from the very first whistle.
Not quite reaching the heights of the first half yet, though. Rob is at the first 12 minutes of this second. Not quite getting it down and playing as well as they were in the first, both sides.
Yeah, we had 2 goals at this stage in the first half.
We need the odd 30-yarder just to liven it up a bit, don't we?
Bristol Rovers had a player down there, but Lincoln decide that they will continue things flowing. It's the directive these days, isn't it, to continue till the referee blows the whistle. Yeah. Now Eden. There's a big line of red shirts anticipating the cross from Amu. So over most of them, Frecklington came in. The ball was wide to put out to safety by Green.
Just got a little 5-minute spell of pressure. Just see if the wobble could be on. Get on the end of those crosses. He'll dig some ball in there, far post. Need someone coming in.
Little flick at the near post. Frecklington again with the up and under. It's a Bristol Rovers player that's under it, but it refuses to go away. Now is looking for a helpful deflection then. Now Frecklington. Unrelenting second half pressure from Lincoln City. Ball thrown up. Phillips has to come, and he flapped at it. There's Hughes, has a chance through a sea of legs, but that was good goalkeeping by the man who won the Golden Glove in this division this season, Steve Phillips.
Well, he's roughed up again, not comfortable over those crosses. Comes out for a second time. Hughes gets his shot away. It's good hands on the near post. Those crosses coming in, he's a little bit unsure, been roughed up well by the Lincoln players, but on the shot stopping he looks comfortable.
Ryan Green, former Wales international, makes a great run on the blind side. There's a chance for Haldane, and that was a perfect tackle. There was absolutely no room for error.
Lovely tackle, wasn't it? Just as he was about to pull the trigger, Haldane. But again, great football, Rob. Really working their way in the area and some super football.
There's Forrester. There's a chance for Gritton, the substitute. Has it taken off his toe? Again, great defending this time from Steve Elliott.
I think he needed to get his body across there. You can see Gritton. Good touch by Forrester. Get your body across, just it in your path. But no, he puts the leg up and it allows Elliott to get over and lick it.
Some battered and bruised bodies down there. Could be a survival of the fittest. The goalkeeper's maybe the player with the most bruised body. Phillips again took a little bit of a knock on his way to helping it on its way. Eden. Cool old head of 34-year-old Nicky Eden. Hughes turns. Frecklington makes a move. Overly ambitious long shot, especially against one of the better goalkeepers in the league, Steve Phillips. I know he's conceded a couple tonight, but he's had 28 clean sheets this season. Concentration, the key word for Paul Trollope. Beavers. Used to Beavers again. It's a poor choice of pass. Haldane just sees that one channel, goes like an Olympic sprinter right into it, and crosses the ball, but cool, short-footed defending.
Good pace, hasn't he, Haldane? Very strong runner. He sticks that ball in and just asks the question of fullbacks. I'm going to put it past you. Have you got the pace to live with me? Very hard to play against.
Green's cross, and a header that makes the goalkeeper think about his bearings.
Right, it's a super interception from Hughes, but good football, look, probing in and around the area. Just passing, waiting for the opening. Haldane gets in here, back comes Hughes, just gets the touch as he's about to pull the trigger. Good football, good tackle.
it's one of the youngsters, Joe Jacobson, the 20-year-old, who looks absolutely exhausted. His place taken by one of the old-timers, Sami Igo. Clinton trying to find Forrester. Grit tries to catch the goalkeeper out! Oh dear, he was chasing mice then.
He was just keeping his fingers crossed with it. He didn't know where it was, did he, Phillips? Shot comes in. And you can see pitch is just in front of him. That's an awkward one. And then there's the backspin after it. And he just goes wide of the post. And he's awfully thankful, isn't he?
And I bet his heart stopped for a moment. Clinton's corner. Phillips with a poor punch again. Well, he's a great goalkeeper, Steve Phillips. He's had a fantastic season. In fact, he was the fans' player of the year, and he has the best statistics of any goalkeeper in England. But he's had an off night.
Well, here comes that shot again. It's an awkward one. It pitches just in front there. And then that causes the hands and the spin on it, and he's just keeping his fingers crossed.
Union kick. That wasn't a kicking for touch. He looks the more pensive of the two, doesn't he, Paul Trollope? Lambert, that's a great ball through. Igo can finish it here. This could be it. There is it. Destination Wembley Stadium for Bristol Rovers.
It's a great finish in the end. Lambert again, great awareness, coming off in that position. Spots the run from Igo. Comes off in the position that he's got in all night. There you see, look, in that space. Spots Igo's run, lovely little toe poke through. I thought he got it stuck under his feet there, but he really adjusts his body well and gets a nice little bit of power with the side foot. Just gets stuck under his foot there, but that's a super finish. Gives Marriott no chance. That's game, set and match.
4-2 on the night, 6-3 on aggregate. I dare say it's beyond this brave, spirited Lincoln City side now. One little slip in concentration. Didn't listen when he came on. He said, wherever I go, he goes, you go. Didn't follow Igo, and he scored.
Something like that.
Well, they weren't listening either.
Great finish though, wasn't it? I just thought he got it stuck, but he dug it out. Great game of football. Real good game of football. OK, the second half hasn't lived up to the first, but they've still knocked it about well. And OK, Lincoln are going to end up on the losing side here, but they have a lot to be complimented about. John Schofield and his boys played some good football tonight. Paul Trollope's boys look like winners. And they played some great stuff.
Well, a goals bonanza over the two legs. And 9 goals. It's been a cracking meeting of the two teams. Some quality goals as well, superbly taken. Emotional return to Lincoln for Lenny Lawrence. Started his coaching career here back in 1979 as the assistant to Colin Murphy. Now is the old head guiding Paul Trollope and the players. He hopes to the next tier. Forrester to Hughes. Advertising hoarding rather than back of net.
Well, I hope they can play this type of football at Wembley, Bristol Rovers, because I think they'll grace it. They'll grace it if they can play their football there, and it'll suit them, Rob. It's a big pitch, need to knock it about as they have been doing tonight, and you know, hopefully they'll play the game and not the occasion, because they played some great football tonight, and I really think that they can grace Wembley.
Richard Walker has done his bit, and Sean Rigg will come on to keep the legs stretched. They'll be protecting Walker here. Lambert is so vital to this Bristol Rovers success story. What a remarkable end to the season it has been. They had a terrible start to the year. They were 16th, remember, with 11 games to go. But since they got to the Johnson's Paint Trophy final, they haven't lost a game. Taken 26 out of 32 points and marched on through the playoffs. Very bad start to the season. I thought they were going to be in a relegation fight come the end of the season. They're in 21st place after 10 rounds of games. Now the season is going to end at Wembley. Now can Lincoln end with a little bit of a memory? Forrester hits one against the bar. That maybe sums up the night.
Oh, what a shame. I'd love that to have gone in, because he really knew what he wanted to do from the outset there, curling for the far corner.
Well, Kurt Brown goes flying in there. It was a moment of quality. We've said all night, and over the two legs, how high the standard has been.
There he is, look, Ala Bergkamp just cutting in on his right foot and really curling for that top corner on the far side, and unfortunately it comes off the bar. I'd love that to have gone in. A constant menace all night, played well, Forrester, and he deserved that goal. That was a great effort.
Lines. Bristol Rovers looking for their 5th of the night. Rick. Disley. Campbell. 2 minutes to play for time. Will go for the 5th goal. Rick decides he's going for the 5th. Lincoln put fatigued bodies in the way. And what a tremendous work ethic both sets of players have had. Bristol Rovers do have maybe that edge in finesse, but Lincoln City have got massive harder. They're still toiling away, still giving absolutely everything, despite knowing that their season is going to be over in 3 minutes' time.
Loads of effort, loads of passion and pride about the game, but most importantly of all for me, Rob, the emphasis has been on passing football. I think both sides are a compliment to their managers. There's been some great stuff played tonight, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. And I think it's the way football should be played, quite honestly. Footballers enjoy it more, I'm sure, when they're told to pass the ball and enjoy the game. And even when you lose, you know, there's a way of losing, and I think tonight the Lincoln boys have filled themselves with a little bit of glory, the way they played, the way they battled, and the way they tried to keep playing their football. And in the end, I think that way pays off.
Campbell to Lines. Campbell set the standard with that wonderful goal after just 3 minutes of the match. Put daylight between Bristol Rovers and Lincoln City. Scott Kerr. Are you watching Ashton Gate is the chant from the Bristol Rovers supporters. City, of course, were promoted themselves this season. There's going to be a massive contingent from one of the largest cities in England to Wembley Stadium, planning their route as we speak along the M4, and then getting used to the intricacies of reaching Wembley Stadium. It hasn't got easier over the years, let me tell you that. Cap. Hughes scored a goal in each of the playoff semi-finals. Scott Kerr to Hughes. Defending Disley. Lambert. Waits for Rigg to make the move. That's onside. Linesman thinks twice. Keeps the flag down. Oh, the pain gets worse and worse for Lincoln City. And the goals are flowing for Bristol. Sean Rigg completes the rout. 7-3 on aggregate.
Well, that's another cool take, and they wait and wait and wait. Look, they know they've got to wait to stay onside. Comes back onside there, then goes in. and then Rigg opens his body up on his left peg and slots it past Marriott. It's cruel, I don't think the game's been that far apart between the pair of them, but there's been some good finishing at the end, and they're always going to be stretched and leave themselves open to that type of counter, but it's another good finish.
"5-2 on the night. Five-star entertainment, 7-3 on aggregate. Jamie Forrester would like to leave the season with just one more goal. He's on 19 for the season. The officials have decided on 3 minutes of time to be added on. And I don't think either manager would be upset if they didn't take it to 93 minutes. Bristol Rovers will be happy to pop open the champagne. Lincoln City will be happy to get in the changing room and to consolidate, though. An awful lot of the Lincoln fans saying inside the stadium to salute the players who've really got the town buzzing. Their best attendances in 30 years. Best turnout since the days of Graham Taylor in the mid-1970s, and they do have a solid basis on which to build next year, but maybe in the end the squad was stretched a little bit too much. They side peaked a little bit too early, whereas Bristol Rovers have got better and better in the final laps of the season. They'll be hoping that that really comes to a head when they reach the promised land of Wembley Stadium. Lincoln continue to plug away, and they leave the game with another golden goal. He doesn't feel like celebrating, but a bit on the inside he does, Jeff Hughes. He caught that one.
Oh, it's an excellent strike, and he deserves it as well. Scored an opportunist goal in the first half, and look at that for a strike. Another fabulous strike, and Phillips has got no chance. They're still playing their football, still trying to carve out chances, and it's another great finish. From what, for me, I have really loved this game of football tonight. I mean, I've done the Premiership, I've done everything this season, Champions League, but this is one of the best games I've seen this season. Okay, some of the defending leaves a lot to be decided, but there's been some super strikes, some super finishing and some great football, and it's been played in wonderful spirit. I'd like to thank them both very much, because it's been a credit to commentate on it, Rob. I really have enjoyed this game.
Well, it has been a pleasure. Have been very welcoming at Sinsel Bank as well. Spirited little club, real community club. It's a shame to see them beaten so heavily over the two legs by Bristol Rovers, but it's wonderful to see a team that are losing continuing to plug away and to take gambles and try and score goals when they know their dream is over. Do you know what? We may yet have another one, may have a 9th on the night. I was checking the prices before, you know, there's a lot of bad publicity about Wembley and the cost of coffee and meat pies and hot dogs. For a third of the price here for a cup of tea and a hot dog. Let's hope that the Wembley tickets bring football that's half as entertaining as this. Well, the referee wraps up a scintillating night of football. Quality from the very start. Bristol Rovers came out very well prepared. All guns blazing. Lincoln City gave their all, but they were up against it after trailing from the first leg. Lincoln had maybe peaked a little bit too early. The fans are going to show their appreciation to the players. Consolidation, the flag is still flying high for Lincoln City, but the flag is flying highest for Bristol Rovers and their players. Their season extended as Lincoln head on holidays and to maybe nearby caravan parks at Skegness. Bristol Rovers for Whitsun weekend, they're going to be heading to Wembley Stadium for the 3rd time in the club's history. They have shown great quality. It's their 2nd final of the season. Remember, they got to the Millennium Stadium for the last ever final there, the Johnson Paints Trophy final, but they're heading for the playoff final. They're hoping to go up a ladder, and on the performances over the two legs, they surely deserve to get there as well. I've lost fingers to count the goals on over the two legs. We had 11 over two legs. It finished 7-4 on aggregate. And on the night, Lincoln 3, Bristol Rovers 5.
Paul, can you sum up what sense of achievement that is to take Bristol Rovers to Wembley?
Yeah, we're obviously delighted. We're also aware that we've won nothing yet, and we want to finish a job next week. It was a big night for the players. It must have been a great game to watch. A lot of goals. We're pleased to come here and score so many goals. There was some of the defending we weren't particularly happy with, which we need to work on. But it's another box tick for us, and we want to tick another one next week. We're quite happy, but like we said last week, we want to finish it off.
There seems to be an unstoppable momentum about you now. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, the belief and the confidence has been growing, which is what we said before the game. But we've got to keep producing. And we've got one more game to produce in. It's the biggest of all. It's at Wembley. The lads are looking forward to it. They deserve to get there because of their effort and their commitment over the last few months. We are looking forward to it, but we know we've got to work hard because whoever gets through is going to be tough opponents for us.
John, do you feel you just caught a very good Bristol Rovers side there?
Yeah, I think they've played well today. Having said that, we've scored 3 goals, conceded a few too many. But having said that, towards the end, we've got to push and try and it all finishes today. If we don't win the game, we've gone to try and win it. I think it summed our season up. We scored in the first 2 minutes as opening game of the season. We scored in the last 2 minutes. The lads can't have done any more. We just thank everyone in the squad in there. They've been magnificent all season. We'll all learn something from this year. Mine and Dixie's first season together as management. We're disappointed not to get to Wembley, not to get promotion. We've got in the playoffs, regardless of what's happened at the football club before. It's our first job.
So it's a unique double. Both Chelsea and Bristol Rovers will play at the Millennium Stadium and Wembley Stadium this season.